able to...
We're going live here, Greg.
Oh.
So I will say hello and welcome to VanillaTV. This is Admirable with Greg and Boomeh on the stream. We've got TCM-Gaming against Infused, Map 2 of the ETF2L Season 12, powered by TT Esports Playoff semi-final. We're on Gullywash. Take it away, Greg.
Yeah, actually, TCM playing around their own choke at this point in time. Infused playing slowly going up to their side. Now here we see TCM going aggressive with their full team across the point, and look at the amount of damage Hymzi and kaidus are doing. But the frags are being exchanged left and right. It's now 3 versus 3 with Infused having the most of the height advantage. And I hope it's 3 versus 3 because my HUD doesn't reload.
Oh, that's a classic trap there.
Yeah, so Infused actually do come up on top in that middle fight. And I didn't really see how both medics died there, Admirable. Do you see what happened to Dunk or Byte?
True Holland on the STV saying Zeb was Terabad aim, or Terabad DM, so maybe that was something to do with it, but I can't say I was paying attention because I instantly reloaded my HUD as soon as you said it. I didn't see how either medic perished. We are terrible, terrible casters, Greg. Zeb wants to numlock though, that's important, and the game continues even though we aren't paying attention.
I'm sorry, I just want to talk about that. How does that work? Zebbosai just walked through big door, killed numlocked on the floor, then jumped and killed Dunk as well. Someone calling out Zebbosai for having terrible DM. I'm sorry, he just made the 2 most crucial picks he could have done right there. Big plays from Zebbosai. And we'll see Infused kind of just bashing their head against a brick wall as they come around choke after killing Zebbosai, but they did manage to take out Dunk, but sorry, not Dunk, Byte even, so I didn't see what happened there. I think, cookye and aggression from the rest of the Infused team just managed to take him down, and we'll see another reset, pretty much exactly the same as before Zebbosai jumped in and took down numlocked and Dunk.
I think I've calmed down a little bit here. I slapped myself in the face there, and I'm ready to focus on the game at hand. We got a sticky trap up top from kaidus. If anyone jumps up there from Infused, they're going to die. He's resetting it now as Darn picks off the aggressive Hymzi. That's to be expected. Didn't manage to roll his casino cannon right there, didn't get lucky. And right now Infused are going to cap this and push ahead into last. It's going to be pretty equal Ubers. And I thought that was a soldier ball onto Byte, but no, it was just Zebbosai returning, or sorry, hocz returning to his loving embrace. The Hayden's are on, Zebo's on Pyro, we got Rebeli on heavy. This is a super turtle right now from TCM. They're battening down the hatches. The Ubers come in from both sides. Byte in Ubers instantly to make sure to keep that HP. But he dropped Zebo. He was pyroing it up on the other side. Cookye demolished him with that scar gun. And right now it's a TCM reset. They're looking to make something happen on Riverside maybe, but I'm not entirely sure if they're going to push before Hat spawns. Where is Numlock right now? He is... Oh, he's got a sticky trap up in the lobby. He thinks TCM are going to push. What? What planet are you from, Numlock? We see Zebbosai on Spy as well. Go for it, Greg. Go for it.
I was just going to call the Zebbosai Spy, and then I was going to talk about that Infused push. They love pushing through bottom lobby with both Numlocked and cookye. They obviously realise that those 2 are the most big DM-heavy players, and actually there's a back cap from a scout and a soldier on that point. Look how close that is to being capped, but Zebbosai picks Numlocked as their spy, so now Infused know about that spy, and Hymzi just walks through and takes down Darn. Unfortunately can't finish off Dunk either. Hat does manage to clear him up, and Zebbosai goes down 2 versus 3. I don't think Infused are going to go for this. Actually, Byte has a 10% Uber advantage, but TCM aren't going to push out either. They're really scared. Look how close that point is to being capped. And Admirable, try and run me through what happened there.
Yeah, it was just absolute craziness. Nice idea from Infused there to make a play for the point. But TCM cleaned it up with relative ease with that heavy, but obviously you're losing that sort of dynamicness. That's not even a word, but from your play, they can't push out with a heavy. He's so slow, and also obviously with all those players down. You talked about that 10% Uber advantage. It might as well be Uber disadvantage to the way.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going, Admirable.
Oh wow, no, I think you should keep going, bro. But anyway, I don't have anything interesting to say right now because Infused are just failing here. They're gonna get pushed right back. A soldier jumps up behind. It's hocz with the great read, picks off Numlock. He's going to get Dunk for free. Buy one, get one free right there, Greg.
Yeah, definitely. So Infused tried to run a really, really strange strategy there. They were hoping... Basically what they did, they Ubered in from Riverside and got Numlocked to just spam stickies onto the point, hoping that nobody was behind the point, so everybody in front of it that tried to block would get juggled by Numlock stickies, enabling Darn just to cap the point. Unluckily for them, there was the heavy of Rebeli behind the point. He just walked onto it, and that Uber push was wasted completely, unfortunately, for Infused. And we now see a reset of the Ubers. Actually, I take that back. Byte's going to have a slight advantage, but it's not really going to be that useful. And TCM have picked up second point here, Admirable. So a heavy still for Rebeli. Infused actually looking to push through big door. I don't know if they know TCM have an Uber advantage or not, but no, they're just going to back out, play it defensively. Admirable. How would you push this as TCM?
Either of these medics understand when they have Uber advantage. Just going by what I've seen in the previous games and in the PCWs today, they don't keep that sort of tight count on it. I don't think they're doing anything too numerical. They just play it by feel. They're like, oh, we probably have advantage here. I know when he spawns, something like that. But they don't maybe play that super serious medic style that we see in North America. And it's more of a touchy-feely thing, and they have Uber versus Uber here on the choke. Nobody's really going to gain much ground. There hasn't been that much damage done. Actually, it's TCM who lose the first player. I thought Infused health was looking lower, but they've managed to regroup here, coming in with a strong push from Seb and Hat, who goes down. Numlock still in position here, though, getting linked up with Joey C, and Dawn onto byte at the same time. Dunk is already down, though, but they're going to cap this point with ease. 3 players against 0. That's not a contest, is it, Greg?
Not at all, but they do manage to get some spawners here, TCM, so Infused is going to hold back. I want to talk about really what happened during that push. It kind of felt like TCM were getting the better of it. Instead, TCM got the better of it just because cookye got Ubered in and then got stuck in behind that rock. But he literally wasted 5, 6, 7 seconds of 3 players' time, which meant that everybody at choke could just walk straight through and deal maximum damage into the back of those TCM players, and that's pretty much all she wrote for how that push went out, which is excellent play from cookye to stay alive, and it means Infused come up with the point, and now they're going to be pushing into last. No real discernible Uber advantage as both medics went down, so it looks like Infused might try a push through Riverside this time, Admirable.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the great truths about competitive TF2 at a high level. The Ubers aren't really that important. It's what happens afterwards or off the Uber, and cookye going huge there for his team. Again, the Ubers come in, and this isn't really important. You aren't expecting to lose too many players. Both medics are expected to save their players. Dunk jumps out just in time for Dunk to catch him. And now this is the key point. What's going on now? The scouts are in on the flank. Rebeli doesn't know where to look, but kaidus has got the point covered. 6 stickies, but everyone's committed to the point, and Numlocked is thinking this is jackpot. Raining in tons of stickies, gets the demo, gets the medic byte down, push!
Unfortunately for Numlock there, Dunk just abandoned him. He was right behind him. Numlock gets those 2 excellent frags, but I turn around and think Numlock's going to be back on full HP. Click through to where Dunk is, and Dunk's already back at choke. That's how... you know how Dunk thought of that push even, or trying to re-push there. He did not expect it to go well whatsoever. Hymzi doing his standard, I'm going to go out and pick the medic. Unfortunately for him, he walks into 5 players and dies. So it means that Infused are going to have a slight player advantage, but they're not going to use it straight away. And actually, look at this Uber advantage just because byte went down. So what I talked about Dunk making sure he got out, it's worked out in Infused's favour right now, and it looks like they're going to Uber from Riverside, starting with a scout. Then in comes Dawn afterwards. There's a sentry right there. They're going to have to waste a lot of the Uber shooting the sentry. They've got no frags, just the sentry so far. Cookye goes down. Numlock goes down. Hymzi with big plays, and it doesn't look good so far for Infused. And Sticky's all over that point along with the Heavy. Heavy does go down. Sticky's a debt. Now it's Hat behind the point. Puts a rocket onto Hymzi, but unfortunately can't deal with him. And that's going to be everybody down, apart from Joey C, who's in lobby for Infused.
Yeah, not in position for a backcap here, and spot it. TCM are going to be feeling confident about pushing out here with everyone else dead right there for Infused. TCM getting time in this point. We do see Numlock setting up a little sticky trap on choke maybe. Yes, this is a devious one. Got it on the drop down. hocz comes to challenge him though, and Numlock is forced back. hocz knows the stickies have been deaded, so he is pretty much given free rein to move in here. Numlock setting up new stickies on that small slope, but TCM are opting to push in from big door, and this means Numlock's stickies are totally ineffective. They're not even going to jump up here, just playing slow. Uber popped up from byte. They want to go for frags here. He's pushing ahead with kaidus, but it's going to be tough with all these buff players from Infused. They can just jump away or bully kaidus out there. Uber doesn't even matter. He gets forced out, and TCM have just handed that Uber advantage back into Dunk's favour. But with the Heavy here, it's going to be tough for him. I don't think they realise that Dunk has it right now. Infused are poised to push. They're going to wreck here. Scout comes in behind and forces, but they're all looking the wrong way. They should ignore that. Scout go in for frags. Joey C on the back gets kaidus with a sweet meat shot. Gets shut down by hocz though, but Infused not really picking up as many frags as they could there, as I just calmed down a little bit. Greg, calm down.
Yeah, I have to say that when TCM's Uber was popped at that choke point, actually Dawn with a massive play takes down Byte. What Uber advantage he says to TCM, and we'll see Dunk and the rest of this Infused team just push straight forward onto the second point and pick it up. I was actually about to talk about Dawn during that Uber that TCM had, just sat in front of kaidus and just juggled him around, no fear. What, you're invulnerable? I don't really. I'm just going to juggle you around. And now we're going to see Infused, thanks to that big pick from Dawn, trying to push on this last point. They're going to have to wait for Joey C to spawn that 5 seconds. In fact, Infused can probably just go and he'll be in time for the after Uber fight. Hymzi's actually ninjaing in top lobby. He's been spotted now. That's a player. That's got to be the Infused mark to push right now. There's a sentry on last from Zebbosai in that back left corner from the aggressive point of view. And actually we see a scout, cookye and numlocked. They love doing this push, as I said before. They take down the heavy, that's Rebeli, and the sentry now. Numlock's going to start putting stickies on the point, but kaidus has them on there as well. There's a lot of frags coming in Infused's favour at the moment, and they should be able to just cap this out. There goes sticky death from kaidus, but he's still around. No, 1-0 to Infused. Wow, Admirable, that's a really long round.
Yeah, Hat was perfectly poised there coming up from the water and just standing, watching those stickies, waiting for kaidus to death. Zebbosai switched up from NG and sort of was dancing around on the point. Hat didn't even fire a shot, just waiting like a mastermind there for things to turn his way. And Infused just took that one down pretty smoothly. I have to say, we're back to another middle low, and Infused opting to push up that left side on their perspective. But they're giving up time on the point to TCM and allowing them to come forward, but they are probably better healed right now. No frags coming in for either side. Actually, Hat and Dawn go down in quick succession. Joey C eats a rocket from Zebo, and now TCM just following up, getting that good position on the point, not overextending, getting time on it, getting it capped and getting frags at the same time. Infused forced to challenge them. But Numlock picks up 3 in quick succession, takes down Byte, and Dunk gets a free Uber here. Byte isn't going to spawn for another 5 seconds. He's going to have Uber advantage whatever happens. And they do back out. Obviously the spawn's coming in that little bit quicker for TCM, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. And TCM thought that Infused had just backed out of there, and they went up that right-hand side little choke area. Just got stuck in there thanks to a good dodging from cookye, and Numlock just rained stickies onto them. cookye and Joey C managed to take down Hymzi on the flank, but here comes TCM, lots of aggression out of them. Soldier, Demo and Scout all in together, just cookye left alive, and Numlock's on 2 HP, cookye on 82, just cookye now, and there's actually only 2 players for TCM. Wow, just trading players left and right. Byte on 15 HP, is he going to go for the health pack? He's considering it, he goes for it now and does manage to pick it up, so... Is cookye's one-on-one-ing Hymzi. See you, Hymzi.
He drops down, no, Byte makes a goal. That could have been a fatal error right there. Byte decides to drop down. I'm not sure if he just pressed his keys for too long and walked off the edge, but wow, it was close.
Activated them sticky keys is blatantly what happened, you know.
Fuck! Sticky keys, motherfucker! I get to swear lots whenever Byte isn't watching the cast, of course, but sorry to any underage viewers there. Don't do drugs and don't swear. And kaidus is on choke here, gets a pick onto Darn, who's trying to challenge him round the corner. You can't shoot around corners with the original Darn, sorry bro. And kaidus is getting free reign here, Greg.
Yeah, indeed, they just get all this freedom onto the second point, and Infused really can't contest this now. They've given up so much positioning, and they wisely back off to last. They're going to set up as Zebbosai gets the Uber in already. There's Dunk straight away popping, doesn't want to lose any health on those players. Will they be able to grab any frags because of it though? Zebbosai just about gets the out alive, and we see a repush from TCM here. 6 versus 6, I doubt it. In fact, it looks like Infused are the people wanting to push out in top lobby at the moment. They're going to trade Joey C for Zebbosai. Hymzi grabs one onto cookye, and it looks like TCM are going to grab the better end of this push. And will they be able to try and go into last? No, they're just sitting back. Lots of damage has been put onto them, so Byte's just healing them up. They're slowing it down, not making the same mistakes they made in the warm-up game from before. And Zebbosai, after trading, has gone to swap to Spy, so we're going to see a big Zebbosai play here, but he's been spotted straight away by Numlocked. So this Spy play isn't going to work out as well, and the Infusers are going to back off to last Admirable.
I really like that little bit of play there from Infused. It's sort of something they do. You look at sort of the way the teams are set up on paper, and there's not necessarily an advantage for either side, but the advantage is that TCM aren't expecting it. Infused just go out, get a few frags. It didn't work out for them that time, but it's got to be in the back of your mind as TCM that Infused might just push at any time. Just turn it on, get some frags, and turn you over. We do see this Spy working his way into the point though, trying to find Zebbosai. Uber's come in though, this is the distraction. Zebo's on to Seb, gets him at the front stab, not even getting that insta-kill backstab. He's got 2 HP, but Infused are managing to clean up TCM fairly easily.
Dunk got numlock kill, but we'll talk about that after this as TCM is still 4. TCM are going to get the better end of this at the moment. Just 2 players left alive, just Joey C who gets Uber Sword. Yep, so numlock pipes Zebbosai, right? So he's really low, and then Dunk Ubers him, and Zebbosai face stabs numlock, so he couldn't kill him because of the Dunk Uber. So Dunk literally lost their team that push. It's well played to Dunk there. Now 1-1 thanks to that brilliant push from TCM, and they do come up trumps. Now they've got a little bit of momentum coming into this middle. Lots of aggression onto TCM. They take down numlock but lose 2 players, both Hymzi and hocz. There's aggressive players. Now let's see if Hat can do enough damage to byte. Does take him down, and the scout. Lots of damage from Hat so far, and he survives the middle. Brilliant play from Hat, Joey C and Cookye coming up the middle point after numlock went down so early there from Infused.
Man, I've turned on my view models so I can see whenever Dunk is Ubering spies now in that first person's perspective. Totally missed that one. That adds even more hilarity to that situation. And they're going to cap CP4 without much problem. Darn rocking the heavy here, giving Rebeli a taste of his own medicine, and I think that is easily the best counter to a heavy. Run your own heavy, man. It's so strong. We see Pyro from Zebbosai and 2 scouts, no snipers or anything. So I guess it's going to be Infused coming in here with this Uber, hoping they can make the most of it. And if that doesn't work out, they've got Darn in reserve as heavy. And right now, Infused not getting that many frags. Coming in on the low side, I just don't like that move at all. And Darn isn't even going to wait. He's just coming straight in, gets the pick onto Hymzi. But Rebeli, can't see a bite this time. He's super low, and I think kaidus is below the point. He's going to try and clutch it. No, he's coming in from the back. You go! What the fuck? He's going to huge here.
1-on-1 Dunk versus kaidus. Kaidus at 21 HP. Oh my god! Did he really just do that?
Self-damage is a son of a bitch. kaidus loses out there by killing himself with the splash from a pipe onto Dunk. Dunk's no-brainer W mouse 1 works and wins them around. That's
Dunk
2-1.
makes up for his mistake from the round before and caps a round for Infused. 2-1 to Infused, and they need it at the moment. They've got to win this map, don't forget guys, after losing the first one. Currently 12 minutes 30 left as TCM are stacking that Infused choke yet again. They don't really get very much out of it. In fact, Hat choked with hocz. Joey C comes behind onto byte. That means there's no medic left alive, but Dunk is already down. Just Cookye left fighting all these players, but they're all so low. Can Cookye come out clutch like we've seen Hymzi do? No, he cannot. Unfortunately for him there, and the TCM are just going to push straight on and possibly cap out this second point as well.
Seems like an embarrassing defeat on last is the catalyst to make you clean up on middle. Infused winning that previous one, and then TCM coming out strong after that howler from kaidus. Although there wasn't much you could do, Demoman is a punishing class, I guess, at times. He was pretty screwed there. Dunk came out on top, and now it's TCM who have the impetus. They're out for revenge, and they're already trying to find the angle here. Slight advantage for TCM's bite.
They've got Kritzkrieg. Byte is on crit, so we're going to have to keep first person of kaidus right now. They're currently on 80%. They're trying to hide that crit. I think they've done a good job of it so far. I'm pretty sure Infused have no idea, and Numlock's not got a sticky trap up. He's just deaded. He's deaded again. Hymzi goes down on the flank though, and here comes kaidus with that stickies, with those crit stickies. Gets dunked with pretty much the first one, but byte goes down. Thanks to Numlock. Numlock with big 4 frags on that choke point. See you, TCM.
Turnovers.
Sorry, Admirable, keep going.
Greg, that was unbelievable. How did he do it? Wow. I don't know. You're a scout. I know you're a sick demo man and a sick soldier too, but if you know the team are literally that close, do you lead with the demo man? He's got like this sort of slight delay. He did get that pick onto Dunk, but maybe if it had been a soldier with those instant hit rockets, man, would they have got more damage done there? Would Numlock still have been able to rape them like that?
Well, kaidus, his first sticky went towards Numlock. Unfortunately for him, it missed. If it had made that sticky count, they would have been, they would have been up on second point. Medic, another crits advantage. In fact, they're now down. Uber disadvantage. Dunk's on 80% at the moment. They're trying to push through that big door side, and Joey C gets picked off in bottom lobby. Infused slightly overextending before they get the Uber, and actually TCM, they're going to try some sort of a wraparound play here at the moment. They're already in through big door. Soldier bombing in behind. There's a Kritzkrieg from Dunk this time. Doesn't go down, but they do manage to force it out. So that means byte's going to have an advantage on 90% at the moment. Rebeli is left alive. It's 3 versus 3. Everyone coming around trying to focus Rebeli, but in comes kaidus, keeping the rest of the players out. And brilliant play from both kaidus and Rebeli, but Numlock with a nice pipe takes down Rebeli. and now an Uber advantage for byte. They're going to fall back into bottom lobby. They definitely don't want to get forced here, and they know they've got the advantage, and Uber is a direct counter to the crit screed. Of course, byte can just pop that when Infused pop their Uber, and then they can just chase any frag down they want to here at Admirable.
Yeah, interesting to see Rebeli top of the scoreboard for TCM. Well, just behind byte, obviously. But obviously that heavy is catching Infused off guard. Actually, the Uber comes in here for TCM, coming in from that lower side, but byte is stranded from his players as they have been forced to take that high ground. byte now coming up on the side there.
Infused are going to crit on numlocked. They've got 100%. And they're going to come straight in. Kaidus is trying to flank them, I think.
hocz surfing on the top there, waiting for numlocked to come in, but he didn't. He just timed it out perfectly. The first sticky comes in, he's trying to get that medic, but he switches up to hocz after missing byte. byte is trapped in no man's land here. He's actually coming, fires off an arrow to save kaidus, and he's going to heal up his scouts here. Dunk is, looking dangerously overextended. As soon as Hag got nuked there by those scatter guns now, Dunk is backing off. Cookye goes down, but Joey C thinks it's time to push, gets taken down, but he gets byte. Oh my god!
My. Dan jumps in for good measure. byte's already dead, might as well just go. This means now that the Ubers are going to get reset. Dunk is going to have an Uber advantage, and that means Infused will have a chance to push out this last point. They're going to have, what, a 25% advantage depending whether byte's healing straight away. Currently 30, pushing up towards 35% as byte starts healing, so Infused are going to look to try and push out. They're probably look to push around 85% in fact.
Byte on crits as well, actually.
Ooh.
Just had to start checking for this, Greg. They keep switching up. I don't know who's running what.
Yeah, so Infused had 35% when byte started healing, so they should get this Uber before byte gets crit screed. In fact, Darn's just coming in anyway. Goes down. That's already a player down for Infused. They're on 75% Uber. They're trying to muscle their way out here before they get the Uber.
Byte's stranded though. Byte's coming. There's a backup on as well. Oh well, Rebeli takes a. Who got that backup? Hymzi.
It was Hymzi.
Was there nobody there?
Nobody was there by the looks of it. No kills came up for the kill counter, so Hymzi doing a bit of sneaky back cap there and gets in behind. Brilliant play there from the TCM scout and makes it 2-all Admirable.
Greg, if you wanted to point the finger of blame, should it have been Darn who was on last? He was the first to die. Probably the Roman soldier is the guy usually leave behind, but I don't know, we're on to middle anyway. Hymzi's the first to die, and Infused are looking sort of ropey, super low health and not a great position. But Darn gets an air shot onto kaidus there. People love that, but he goes down because Dunk just can't heal him fast enough. Switches up to an arrow there, but he doesn't hit Rebeli, and Rebeli doesn't miss those easy shots. Gets that medic pick, and only cookye remains alive. What can he do, Greg? What can he do?
Runs away. He was in the backstairs area and just managed to get out and get back onto that second point. He's actually heading towards big door at the moment. Maybe he's going to try and pick off some of these spawning players. Of course, kaidus went down. I think he's trying to find him at the moment. There is kaidus spawning, but unfortunately for the Infused scouts, they can't get up there in time. And actually, Zebbosai already looks like he's going in for last. He's on Riverside, miles ahead, but the Infused have spotted him, and actually a soldier behind. Dunk versus Zebbosai. They kill each other. Sorry, Darn versus Zebbosai when I say Dunk.
Dunk switching up to soldier. He is a sick soldier, of course. Byte's ready, poised to push here. He's got that full Uber, and Dunk sitting with 50% off the standard overcharge. Wants to save Joey C for some reason, and just ends up going down. Probably wouldn't have made much difference if he'd made it to spawn, but that's TCM 3-2 sitting in the driving seat here with 6 minutes left. This could be a 2-mapper. I'm looking for 3, Greg.
Yeah, same. So both of us are looking for Infused to come out and win this round at the moment. Obviously, momentum is currently in TCM's favour because they just won 2 rounds on the trot, so maybe now it's time for Infused to come back, get a little bit mad and push forward, actually smash the TCM team. They started well so far, taking down Hymzi. They pushed the whole of the TCM combo out, but Numlocked, Dunk and Hat all go down to Zebbosai and Rebeli. Those are the only 2 players that were in on middle. How do they pick up 3 frags in between them all? Brilliant play from those players right there, and now we see cookye trying to do anything he can. Darn's in behind actually as TCM start trying to push out into the second point. Joey C goes behind as well. I'm now keeping my eye on Darn to see if he can come for it. He's sticky straight away.
Joey C's gone down as well to Hymzi, who just spawned, and Darn can only buy time now. No chance of them capping that point, Greg.
Indeed. So if you're in TCM's shoes right now, Admirable, do you slow the pace of the game down? Do you try and make this round last the full 5 minutes that is left?
I don't think Byte is actually that big a fan of that sort of play. He likes to just go when he has a clear advantage, and right now he does. Obviously Dunk's in here with a 60% Uber, but Byte already has his, and they're pushing it in. They've separated Medic from the rest of his players. Dunk gets instantly destroyed, and right now this could be a TCM round, but they've lost 2 players. It's 3 apiece right now. Joey
Byte gets 2!
Oh my god, Byte with the clutch Uber saws right there. Was that air saw?
One of them was an air saw, I think, and that's 4-2 to TCM. Brilliant play from Byte there, grabbing 2 Uber saws, taking those 2 low players out in the end. And now just under 5 minutes left, 4 minutes 30 I think left. Infused really needs to come out aggressive here, and I'm actually going to watch and see how Darm plays out this middle. He's playing really defensively. Zebo jumps straight onto him. Zebo goes down, but in comes Hymzi along with Rebeli. Hymzi takes down Darn, but there's both scouts down, and now Infused are so stuck in their own shithouse, but they do come up with some frags, and Dunk stays alive. He's on 39 HP, 80% Uber, and Byte survived the middle as well, so that's just what TCM needed.
They're on the wrong side of the map right now, are they? No? No? Wait. They're in the blue side, yeah, they're coming in now.
Oh yeah, they are.
And they have traded Ubers here, but Byte needs to be running for that big door. He's getting body blocked by a hat. Great play from Alex Melee right there. Body blocks that retreating Medic, and Byte is stranded now, but in come the spawns from TCM. And this could go either way, but no, Joey seeing Cookye finally get some composure and clean things up. Zebo sitting on that sniper with that crazy unusual hat. Quite easy to spot there.
Spy, he's in bottom lobby behind these 2 players that are here. He's going to get the spy and the sniper on the demo man. He's going for the demo man first. There it is. Oh, what a shot from Zebbosai. Picks off the spy, but this means now that Infused are going to pick up this second point, relatively uncontested. TCM are going to try and push out before the rest of the Infused players get there. Byte with a slight advantage at the moment, but in fact TCM just going to get all the way back to last. They're going to turtle it up. Rebeli, is he going to get back on heavy? I think he is. He's on. There we go, the heavy and the sentry up on last. 2 minutes 52. Infused need to do this with their first push here, Admirable.
Yeah, they'd be wise to start pushing now and try and work the angles here. There's 3 doors here you can do a lot of damage from. They do get the sentry down, and they have a scout straight onto the point. This is vital right now. Vital cap time on there. Joey C goes down, but Cookye comes and dances around, takes out hocz, Byte's lover boy, and right now Infused should push here. They just got to go for it. They can't wait that much longer.
Numlock's doing so much damage from underneath the point. He's on 42 HP, but what an air shot by kaidus. Now it's kaidus versus Dunk and Numlocked. Come on, Dunk. kaidus is on low HP. Oh my god, not again! Not again! Are you kidding me?
Dunk is made of strong stuff. Twice he kills kaidus with his own explosion. kaidus, I don't know what you can do there, man. Switch it up to bottle. But kaidus, I guess it's a gift and a curse that he never misses pipes, because twice they've been the result of his demise. And we're going ahead here with 1 minute 56 on the clock. And if you remember TCM against TT, you can cap this map out in 47 seconds. So that's exactly what Infused will be looking to do here. They want to equalise the score, and Infused with a strong position straight on to the TCM side, really denying the players from hooking up. But Rebeli's coming in the flanks, and Zebo as well. Dunk goes down. Greg, what's happening?
Infused went really aggressive on that right hand side, but actually here comes TCM trying to push back into it. Hat goes down thanks to kaidus. They're going to pick off kaidus. Yes, they do, with a nice pipe from Numlocked. They're picking up so many frags. Byte's only on 95% Uber at the moment. 2 scouts, can they take down Hymzi? No, Hymzi does take down Cookye and Joey C thanks to the Uber, and TCM are going to try and recap this middle point, but obviously here comes Dan and Dunk. It's old Dignitas boys trying to push back into this point. Hymzi is now just going to back away. He's on low HP. Is he going to survive? Darn goes down. And actually, Infused still have this middle point. They're going to have to spawn at an advantage. Are they going to keep contesting it? They've got to at the moment. And what are TCM going to do? Are they going to throw bodies at the point? It looks like that's what they want to do at the moment, with a slight player advantage.
Oh, Dunk almost craters, eats a rocket from Zebo there. Nice bombing from Zebo. And that is pretty much game right there. The frags are coming in for TCM. Only 2 remain alive. And I think we can call it right now. I'm not sure, Greg. I'm not sure. But I think this is going to be TCM's victory.
Yeah, indeed. And look at that. Zebbosai already on last as well. This second point is going to be capped. Zeb's going to go down to that scout, unfortunately. 25 seconds. Can TCM push this out? Make it into a 5-3 scoreline for this map. I think they're just going to take their time. They're GGing it out now. Admirable. We're going to see TCM versus Epsilon in the ETF2L Grand Final of Season 12. The map has ended 5-3 to TCM. What a game! And do you want to give me your MVP for the map or for the whole match?
Wow, I don't know about that last cap, man. That wasn't in good spirit after the GG was called. But anyway, I think that was a Beaver and cap, if that's equivalent to Beaver and frags. I guess man of the map. I always like to cheat and just look at the scoreboard, but check out Rebeli actually making the heavy work on Gullywash. We know it's a possibility. He didn't play it that much, but his real point earners, I guess, was the flank play, hooking up with Zebo more often than not, and turning over those situations where it looked like Infused were going to come up trumps. So, yep, Rebeli stays sober and wins the round for TCM. Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have to give this map to Zebbosai. He played brilliantly from my point of view, made so many of his bombs count, especially on those middles. I mean, how many times did Infused have Dunk left alive after the middle fight? It was not very many. So, of course, this has been VanillaTV ETF2L Season 12, the semi-final, TCM versus Infused. TCM take the map 2-0 and go on to face Epsilon in the grand final. That will be taking place next week. See you there.
Of course, stay with us, guys, because we actually have Byte here, who'd agreed to come and do an interview after the game, win, or lose, or draw. Of course, draw not possible, but Dunk said he would not be up for an interview if he lost. Numlock might show up, but Byte, congratulations, man. You've just shrugged off the curse of Forever Third.
Hello, and yes, we have finally of this Forever Third cloud that apparently we have. Yeah, it's a good victory. Can't help but think, the fact that they lost Mike didn't really help them, to be fair. Let's be fair, not to discredit ourselves, but their sort of team cohesion and spirit, all of that has been completely nullified because of one person leaving, so it didn't help them really. Dan was a nuisance though, to be fair, not to discredit Dan, but obviously, he hasn't played with them as much, so I think it does have an effect, no matter how good they are, or no matter how much cookye can carry.
An interesting point there. We had a little discussion. We heard that Darn is also potentially aligned with TCM. Zeb will be getting replaced. Do you want to make any comment on that, Byte, before we talk about the game?
Zebo is not being replaced, no.
Darn is definitely not going to join TCM-Gaming in the immediate future.
Not that I know of, no. Unless Zeb decides to leave. But no, he's not being replaced by me, so...
Oh, because you won today, he's not being replaced. Okay, yeah. he played pretty well.
Yeah, he has his moments, to be honest, and he's improved so much, so no, I don't see why I should replace him. He's earned where he's at, so why should I replace him? That's not really fair.
Yeah, definitely. In the previous games, we've seen TCM play. Zebo can be quite hit or miss as to whether he gets denied. We saw Punchline, if we think back to your much talked about defeat against Punchline in league play, I felt Zebo was totally taken out of that game. But here he had a much more important role, especially there's a lot of situations where it looked like Infused were just about to scrape it, or, Numlocked and done something crazy, and Zebo comes in and just turns it on his head again. And,
he played very well on Gully, to be honest, I thought.
We do have some advice for him, though. If you're going to snipe from the Valley and Badlands, don't wear an unusual hat with a big spinning yellow circle.
Is that an advice from Greg or you?
Me.
Good call, Greg, good call.
I have a question, actually. You've now guaranteed yourself second of the season.
Yep.
You said on IRC before you would be, to us, that you would be really, really happy with that second place. Are you still standing by that, obviously, so everyone else knows?
Yeah, no, we're happy with that. Like, third would have been, like, the okay, and second would have been, like, really good, and we're really happy with that. So, we'll try, obviously, for first. As much as possible. Obviously Epsilon have got so much chemistry and they've been together for so long. We've had so many problems with 4 different scouts in one season and only been together for 3 months, so it's quite an achievement to come second in ETF2L and take down one of the core giants to being Infused, albeit they're a bit kinked with the fact that they lost their one of their soldiers. So so we're happy. We're really happy with second. It's great prep for I-46 and we'll try. Obviously,
you're happy with second.
First. Sorry,
you're happy with second. That's not the Byte I know. You got to get first, man. Going for gold, right?
I'm too old. I'm too old to care anymore. But yeah, it should be good. No, I'm happy with that.
Can I ask you sorry, Greg, just quickly your opinion on that controversial issue of Mike? Do you think he's totally out of line? Have you heard the full details? Is Dan better than Mike?
I don't know if Dan is better than Mike. I think Mike's a better DMer. But Dan's a better experienced roamer by far. Like, he knows all the old school stuff that works and still does. Like, it's so obvious when Dan plays. But his DM isn't as good as Mike's, but that's obvious because Dan's like 50,000 years old and Mike's like 12, so he's more keen. And as for him leaving, I don't know. What was the full story? Because the story I got was the fact that he just rage quit during a game.
Basically just took a hissy fit during a game and wouldn't apologise.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's the penalty you get for having someone who's not barely, old or mature, I'm not trying to diss him here, but he is quite young still, and he's still got a lot to learn. And I suppose, Infused and Numlocked, when they knew that when he took him on. So, but if I was him, I wouldn't have left them in the lurk for a title, winning thing. I think that's a bit out of order, no matter what, really. Unless they shot his mother or something. He should have really just carried on and just seen it through. Like,
just manned up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he should have really. Like, it's just a game at the end of the day. And we have our differences in TCM, me and kaidus especially, along with Zebbosai, but we still man up though, and we still focus. So there's no need to take.
I've played with kaidus a few times at LAN, and I just like to say he's an argumentative prick. But you had a question there, Greg. This bike guy can talk, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about the actual game. Obviously, I watched your pre-match warm-up versus Nitros, and I wanted to talk about specifically Gullywash, which you lost in your warm-up to Nitros.
Yes.
Obviously, I left early, so I didn't see what it was exactly when you were losing when I left. So, what did you change going into this? Obviously, Infused, they're a different team, but they're effectively a better team.
It was more just positivity, really. That's what was costing us. I mean, like, kaidus was really negative on that map, and we get affected hugely by, like, if we're really negative. Like, as soon as we're negative, we all mess up miserably, and kaidus did not have a good map against Nitros on Gully, because he was, like, flustered with the fact that his mouse sucks and other things. I don't know. But anyway, I just said, look, just keep a positive note. You never know. Your scouts might do more damage, and then you can just pick them off and stuff like that. Like, we didn't change much. We knew how Infused would play though, especially when they had Dom, because he's just an aggro machine. So we knew how they were going to play, and I just because I call the strats, I know what strats that we need to use to counter them. With Nitros, they're a bit more random, and because we haven't played them as much, it's a bit more difficult. So,
do you think? Sorry, Greg, I'm just gonna talk over you all night.
Go for it.
But do you think something we sort of looked at, especially in Badlands, it was quite apparent that TCM had a great diversity of strategies, whereas Infused were quite one-dimensional. You say they were quite predictable.
We knew. I say we. I think we knew in general, but I knew what strats we had to use to counter their strats, and I know, especially the fact that they have Dan, they're not going to be able to adapt that quick. So we had to pounce on them with our strats and follow it through, even if they were in the wrong position where our strats was going. We had to do our job, and yeah, we have like over 6 strats on Badlands, so that's quite a lot for them to pick and guess. So we know we were expecting them to do certain things and be prepared for them. So
okay.
Go for it.
Great.
I forgot what my question was anyway, so don't worry, go for it, Admirable.
Just Trail is sending us in a little question here from the staff channel. He says, ask Byte, what was the reaction in TCM Mumble whenever kaidus killed himself in 2 separate situations with self-damage against Dunk?
He couldn't believe it, but then again, we actually praised him on both occasions because he absolutely almost, raped and held last twice. Killed like 3 people, and then it was on like 2 health, and just Gwen Splash killed him. So yeah, he was a bit like, what the fuck, like that's ×2 now. It's happened to me, and all that. But we just said, let it go, man. Don't worry, you did your best, and we just carried on. I think that's the main thing. Like, I'd say to any team as a bit of advice is just, if the moment's over, like if something's gone wrong, forget about it, keep on going forward, like, because the past is not going to change anything. It's just going to make you worse with cluttered comms and negativity. It's just not worth it. So we just carry on forward.
I saw some highs and lows from you as well, Byte, between that PC crash and then those sick Uber saws. Oh my god, people going wild for that shit.
Yeah. I got a few arrow kills as well, but no, I was a bit annoyed with one of the things I did because I cost the team around, I think, on Badlands when I Ubered out too early at choke when they weren't even close, and I thought Hymzi and kaidus had they were close, weren't, and we all got raped, and that was all because of me Ubering early. So I even said, my bad. So we just carried on after that.
Me and Admirable were sat here on Mumble like, did you see what forced them? And then, just asking us the same question. Like,
The
no idea.
confusion was there was two comms at the same time, and I really thought that they said they're close. So I thought I don't want Hymzi to die because he's quite an aggressive machine and he'll hit. So I Ubered, but they weren't even close, so that didn't help. Yeah, but never mind.
We're going to have to wrap up the byte segment of this, I think, Greg, 'cause
I've
numlocked
got
here,
one
right?
quick question, a controversial question
Oh,
for Byte.
God.
It's Hymzi. He's leaving. Whether he's leaving or not officially, obviously he might stay in the team after I-46, but he can't attend I-46. So you're replacing him with somebody else. So can you give us the inside gossip of who you're replacing him with, or should we sit here and guess?
At the moment, he's 70% not able to come. He's going to check to see if he can pull any strings, because he knows, like, with him we can really contend for the for the I-46 title, as it were. If not, then he will be in TCM after I-46 regardless, like, because he's one of a kind scout and he's a beast scout. If he wants to carry on, obviously that is. So he will not be replaced. So the person that comes into the I-46 slots as a mercenary, a proper merc, old school mercenary, will just come for I-46, unless obviously one of our current scouts decides to leave, which I don't know. I don't think they want to yet. So due to my wine, they haven't left yet. I'm surprised. As for the scouts, we're looking. I'm not going to say names, but I'm going to keep you guessing. But I'm going to give you some of them. There's two old school, and there's one beast, young beast. That's all I can say.
Well, I'll give you the three names that you've just talked about. Bibbon, Bash, Quad. There you go. Those are the three names.
Oh, Greg, you missed yourself out. Oh, so noble. I thought I'd just turn that around just to make it, not so obvious, but it didn't work. Yeah, those are the three. Yeah, they are. So, yeah, we'll see what happens at the moment. We're going to recompose ourselves now because we aren't going to play next week because we can't. Hymzi's off. Rebeli's off, I think, or hocz is off as well. So I don't know when we're going to play the year final, either next week or the next week. But that's going to be utter shit for us because we really would have liked to have played it tomorrow. But obviously, first of all, short notice, and it's not really fair for everyone to publicise it and all that crap. So yeah.
Right, well, stay with us, Byte, because I have someone, namely Tyrone from America, that wants me to talk about NA with you. But let's talk to Numlock first about that game. Amara, would you have any questions for Seb? And welcome to VanillaTV, Seb.
Good game, mate.
Hello. Yeah, good game.
I'd like to invite Byte to ask the first question. Do you want to rub salt in the wound of Dunk and Numlocked here? Maybe exchange some pleasantries? Go for it.
Not really. I actually feel sorry for them because I wanted a really good game, off them, and with Mike leaving, it didn't help at all. Seb knows me. Sure, he knows that I don't want to just win an easy roll. It's not the fun way to win. I'd rather just lose, but trying as opposed to winning as a roll. And it didn't really help, like I said, with Mike leaving because they just lost all the team cohesion, which was so obvious with their strat. So yeah, I'm not going to take any praise. I'm not going to try and abuse them for it.
I've got to ask Dunk, has he ever considered becoming a bomb disposal expert? Twice you went up against kaidus and came out on top against those pipes, two clutch self-damage kills. We were going mad for that.
Yeah, and twice I literally had no fucking clue what was going on. Where's kaidus? How the fuck have I just capped? That's literally exactly what happened both times.
You should have heard
no idea
kaidus,
what
it was
going
hilarious. He was like, oh, for fuck's sake, not the second time now.
I honestly, I was going, where is he? Where is he? Oh!
I was watching from your point of view as you ran onto the point the second time, and I'd just clicked off Kaidus. I was like, he's to your left, Doug. He's to your left. Oh, Kaidus just killed himself. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking all over the place. I was looking towards the ceiling, and then to be honest, for a second, I didn't realise I'd killed him, so I was just stood in the middle of CP1 and realised, oh, actually, I probably should try and cap this, I think.
And I also want to ask you another question on the same sort of related topic. What were the comms like when you got Seb killed on last by Ubering Zebbosai as a spell?
Seb got so mad, right? But if you watch it from my point of view, all I saw was a scout running on the point, which I presumed was one of our scouts trying to stop the point. So I just flashed him with Uber, and then Seb got owned. He was real mad though, real mad.
We'll give an open question to Dunk and Numlocked. Do you want to give us a little?
Stop Seb from talking because he's too angry. So I'm gonna take the reins.
All right, give me a little synopsis of what exactly happened on both maps and why you think you lost. If you're ready for that yet, too painful.
I'm always ready for that, mate. Well, obviously, like, I was playing with 700 ping and 1 FPS, and Seb only had 3 stickies and stuff, so that's mostly why we lost. But no, we just got totally outplayed. Like, we've had a really, really hard 6 weeks now, probably, I would say, I think. Like, we're not playing well at all. I haven't really had time to kind of revisit our mid-strats or anything like that, and the team comms, like, in the past 6 weeks have just been absolutely horrendous. Like, last week, or the week before maybe, we were literally all getting at each other's throats and stuff, so we're just going to have to... Mike leaving will change the kind of dynamic of the team again, and I think at this point it's not such a bad thing. Like, I like Mike a lot, but him leaving us probably isn't actually a bad thing right now. So it'll be good to get some kind of new blood in and just focus on our like attitude and stuff. And we're also going to try a bit of a change in calling as well. Like Seb micromanages us at the moment, and as a result we're really not like adapting or reacting or thinking for ourselves. So we're going to try a few games next week, for example, where we literally don't have a caller, just to try and get the individual players using their brains again.
Do you think that you mentioned the bad mood or the sort of less than optimal mumble comms in recent weeks? Do you think that was a factor in Mike leaving, or was it just something else he just flipped? Do you have any comment to make about the whole issue?
Yeah. I'm happy to talk about it, because if you ask Mike, he's gonna happily tell everyone, I guess. So basically, I don't know. Mike seemed to be in a bad mood when we started games yesterday, and kind of didn't say a lot at all in the PCW that we played, and then just lost his temper and disconnected kind of 20 minutes into the game or something. But up until that point, I don't know. I mean, we were getting beaten and we weren't playing well. There's no doubt about that. And I know that Mike gets upset when he loses. So it's just a pride thing, you know. He's been losing a few games playing with us, and kind of it's hurt his pride, and so he's kind of lashed out a little bit and left the team. But it's probably better for him in the long run as well, to be honest. Like I don't think he would have been too happy staying in this lineup if we weren't winning things, which we currently definitely are not.
You said that it's the comms and stuff have not been going well for the past 6 weeks. Is that Flisco leaving and Hat joining? Is that where it's gone wrong?
Definitely not. Hat's a really positive influence, actually. Like anyone that knows me well from kind of recent times knows just how much respect I have for Flisco. I think he's an absolutely fantastic roamer, and he's such a funny guy. No, he doesn't try to be, but he's just so incredibly stupid that he is really, really hilarious. And I've missed him a lot, but Hat has been a fantastic acquisition as well. He's a really positive, intelligent player, and that's kind of exactly what we've been looking for. So no, it's definitely not that. It's just because we're losing. Like, we haven't been able to adapt. Like, our mid strats are the same ones that we've been using for the past kind of, I don't know, 5 months now or something. So we just need to like revisit those, get a bit of focus back, and get some quality PCWs.
Yeah, something I mentioned on the cast is that a lot of the mid-strats were kind of Mike orientated as such, as when I was in the team anyway, which kind of, because he didn't really jump very often, we kind of forced him to be the aggressive one at the beginning. Does that mean that when you were playing today you didn't really run any of the old strats you were doing, and you kind of seemed very one-dimensional what you were doing, you know?
That's the thing, we're still using those old strats, those same strats that we have been for 6 months now. It's like, you know, I spent quite a lot of time like revisiting our various CP3 strats like 6 months ago, and they worked for a while. Like, you know, they were all quite effective, and then when you watch a team play and know that they're going to basically do the same thing time and time again, it becomes pretty obvious. I mean, the strats that I developed, I thought were fairly robust in the sense that even if people countered them, we still had a chance of winning, because I thought they were fairly kind of, I don't know what the word is, versatile, but they're just not, obviously. But I don't know. The thing is, I reckon, you know, if we used the same mid strat, but we had the focus and the kind of enthusiasm that we had 6 weeks ago, then it wouldn't be a problem. I don't think. Like, I think our strats would be all right. Just that we're not focused. We're not concentrating. We never call focus on targets, and we're just not very enthusiastic at the moment.
Taking a look at the bigger picture, sort of the state of European TF2 has been debated a lot, especially with the sort of rise of NA and the great success they've been having with ESEA. is that a factor in your motivation? Do you think you're just like, you're done with the game, you don't see the scene going anywhere, or is it just a more internal team thing?
No, it's just an internal team thing. Like, I get really frustrated with people that say like TF2's dead and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just stupid. Every time a summer event comes up, TF2 gets really kind of buzzing and like people are excited for I-46, I-43, I-40, I-37, whatever. But then afterwards, TF2 dies again for a small period of time. And for me personally, like I play TF2 for a long time now because I enjoy the camaraderie and stuff. Like it's always good fun. I enjoy the kind of strategic element of things. But yeah, it's just a team thing. Like I think we all still enjoy playing the game. I mean, we all still play like, well, I don't because I don't really have time, but most of us still play pickups and stuff. So we obviously do still enjoy the game. It's just that the kind of team cohesion isn't there right now.
Yeah, I think Pickup 2's been a safer place without your soldier around there. But I guess, should we wrap things up, Greg? Is Tyrone going to come?
Should I bring Tyrone in and let him ask some questions about the NA scene or everyone thinks himself?
Yeah, I'd actually like to ask Dunk and Numlock, are they going to take I-46 seriously? I feel like Greg's actually got a great article in the pipeline. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but I feel like NA are much better prepared for this than the EU teams. Are you going to step it up for LAN, guys?
Well, it's not really a case of kind of not taking I-46 seriously. I mean, Jesus Christ, like this is the only event really in the calendar year worth even thinking about, especially if there's a bit more money and if the North American teams are making their way over. That's not the case at all. It's never a case of us underestimating or not taking it seriously. We're struggling to find our rhythm and our kind of enthusiasm for the game.
Okay, Greg, talk to this Asian chap.
I think Tyrone has actually be right back like literally 30 more seconds, so why don't we quickly talk about the NA? I don't know, did any of you guys Dunk, Numlocked, byte, did any of you watch ESEA over the past weekend?
Nope.
Yeah, I did because I really like American team forums.
Oh, Tyrone's actually here, so yeah, you can speak, Tyrone.
Hey,
what's going on, guys?
Tyrone!
What's up, dude? How you been?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I was just watching your match, man.
Yeah, we
pretty
were
good.
awful, mate. Awful.
No worries, man. It was a tough fight, you know?
Apparently
TCM
Mumble
was
can't hear
just-
Tyrone. Can anybody allow give him
Ari
access for
needs
it?
to sort him out, I think.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I think it's fixed. Go for it, Tyrone.
Is it fixed? No, I
Yeah.
was just saying, good fight kind of thing. I was watching you guys play. It was pretty good. It was fun stuff.
So obviously these guys haven't actually seen Leviathan Gaming play, Tyrone. What do you think of the EU scene in general compared to the NA scene?
It's a little different, just because I guess of the unlocks or whatever. And I want to say the top scene in America, the teams don't really get along as well, so that kind of like spurs the competition a bit more.
Yo.
Because I feel like, I don't know if this is completely true, just because I haven't been following European TF2 too closely, just because I started work. But yeah, I just want to say it'll probably be good matches for sure.
Tyrone, you might have to reconnect to the Mumble because
Okay.
they might be broken. I'm sorry about this.
No worries. I'll be back.
That's one thing I love about the NA scene, actually. If you ever read the forums and stuff, people love calling each other out, whereas it's much more pleasant in the EU.
Yeah, that's only because I don't post on Vanilla anymore.
Dude,
Lol dunk.
people just call each other shit behind their backs in the EU.
I can
It's
start
this
again.
guy's
I can start again
garbage.
if you like, but everyone gets annoyed when I start like posting on Vanilla.
He's not registered, that's why I don't think anyone can hear him. Right, let me just add him to the casters thing, because he's not...
Yeah,
he's not.
that's what I've been asking in the staff channel.
Sorry, I was AFK, because, yeah.
Because you don't care
Anyway.
what Dunk and Numlock have to say. That's cool, man.
No, I was AFK after that. Sister got a uni result, so I just congratulate her.
Congratulations to Byte's sister. Did she ace it first?
You can talk now, Nora. I think everyone can hear you, dude. And yes, you
Alright.
can
Can you
everyone
guys
hear
hear
in
me now?
OIT? Saying VanillaTV, if you can hear in OIT? Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Cool.
Ah, sweet.
So go for it again, whatever you said, dude.
I can't remember asking the same, or ask me the question. I'll go again.
What do you think of
Will you
the-
marry me?
What do you think of the European scene? Obviously, you've kept up to date with it pretty much. I've seen you watching quite a fair few games, and you guys obviously winning the ESEA LAN. You know, top dogs at the moment. You might be coming over, so give us your input. What do you think of the European scene?
I haven't been following it too closely as of recent, but just because of work for the last 6 months. But I can just say it'll be extremely competitive. We'll have great matches. I think some of the differences though between our top scenes are just I think our top scene might be a little more active just because there's a lot more rivalries, and we have that ESA LAN. You know, the top 4 teams have a LAN tournament at the end of every season. So I think that really helps our scene, our top scene especially, to be extra competitive.
Yeah, indeed. So, Byte,
Yes.
what do you think about the NA team comes over to Europe? Where do you think they'll like progress to? How far do you reckon they'll take the tournament, or do you reckon the Europeans will come up to
Can you
trumps?
tell me who's coming? Like the names?
It's either Leviathan Gaming, classic mix-up. But I don't know if they're actually making a team.
Can someone tell me who's in the whatever it is Leviathan Gaming?
Leviathan Gaming is Quantic EMG, so it's like Clockwork, Tyrone, Banny, Dave AC, Shade, and Sizer. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I think I don't know. I think my gut instinct was second. Just
Guys in
because.
second. Ooh.
Yeah, I think because I think the methodical approach in the EU will outsmart the DM ability of the US. So. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
think.
I kind of actually disagree. Like the American teams do worry me a bit because I think obviously we've never really played them apart from when stupid pings. But I just think the American teams, their teamwork is really really good. To be fair, TCM and Epsilon have excellent teamwork as well. But the American team's teamwork, especially with LAN and their kind of like confidence with LAN events, I don't know. I think it'll be really really close. It'll literally come down to. I don't know. It's going to be so strange to watch European teams try and adapt to the American style, or watching the Americans trying to adapt to the European style. I don't know. Whichever one kind of takes the initiative and runs with it, I think will end up in it. It could go either way.
I think the only reason I say that is like the view I gave was because the Americans, they do have team play. Like let's not shrug that off. They do have team play. I'm not saying they don't, but they don't have it as good as the EU. I think we know that, and they rely more on their DM than team play. Than the EU as well, and if their DM is off, like the risk is higher if their DM is off than if you play methodically, where you have a set position, you know what you're doing, your team knows what they're doing. Like that can never go. The chances of that going wrong are less than if someone isn't having a good game. So, for example, like if Cookye had a bad game, then Infused are slightly screwed because numlocked were hitting a lot, but then Cookye can't clean up. Sorry about that. That's IRC when I get
It's the other way around, man. Like numlocked does all the damage, and then Cookye just
that's
goes
what I mean.
4 damage,
Numlocked
5
does all the damage, and then Cookye comes in and wipes it. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I think it'll be close. Like you said, it'll be really, really close between.
It'd be really interesting. Like
Yeah,
it'd be
I'm really
amazing to see
excited
for
to
sure.
see them. Yeah.
I have a question, Tyrone. Obviously, you guys play with unlocks and you play with your 60-minute maps and win limit 5. How much of a difference is it going to be adapting to the European rule set?
I think for unlocks, for the most part, it won't be too big of an issue, just because, I mean, in essence, the game is the same. Outside of the unlocks, the timings of the things don't change, body counts, aggression, a lot of those things we can keep up at the same time, and I guess it's just utilizing classes, because I just feel there's a lot more emphasis healing heavy classes or soldiers specifically in fights, and so I don't think that'll play.
I was just going to ask you with the weapon thing. Like, can I ask with? I know Pain Train. If you when we get rid of that, like, because it's not part of the unlocks, like that won't be a big effect. I don't think, because when you're already in, all of you, then you'll just cap it anyway. But I think, don't you think the Boston Bash is going to change a little bit because of the fact that when your soldier's kamikaze and your medic doesn't have anyone to Uber with?
But you have to understand also, Boston Basher has only been legal for 1 season now. We're constantly changing every season, different unlocks, but like I said, the game doesn't change to that big of a degree. That's something every team has made an adjustment for, but it doesn't mean we can't revert back, especially like Pain Train, like we were scrimming vanilla, like every so often our Steam goes down and we do actually have to scrim vanilla. So, it's not a completely foreign game. It's still the same game. We can still show the same aggression. I think you're still going to see the same trick jumps, the same from a lot of the surfing from the soldiers. It's just probably the biggest issue will be playing the clock, especially if a team goes down early and they start locking down lanes. And, basically with the clock, you're forced to make bad plays. For example, if you're down 1-3 with 10 minutes to go, the team with 3 points, generally doesn't push because they're gonna just hold mid and try to force a mistake out of the defensive team. So I think that's gonna be the biggest issue, but that's something we can definitely deal with, just because I feel in the 5-point race there's just as much pressure. Although you're not being pressured by the time, everything's balls to the walls. You can always come back. So we take the same. I guess as long as we play the clock well, it shouldn't be a huge difference.
Yeah,
That's
I can't see it taking long for you guys to play with no unlocks and adapting within a few weeks. Like, cause you're at least players, so you know how to adapt pretty quick. So
and we've been playing since actually, before the unlocks even came into play, like Rect Hit and stuff like that. That was like 2-3 years ago. But I mean, I guess our team specifically, LG, is one of the oldest invite team, or it is the oldest invite team. So we were all around from then, and like, game doesn't change too much to that degree. I think a few things we'll really have to focus on are efficiency and heals at the rollouts. But other than that, I think we'll be okay.
Cool. Can't wait. Greg,
For sure,
anything
it'll
else
be
you want to ask?
exciting.
I just want to talk to Tyrone very quickly. Obviously, you've had a lot of controversy because you guys won LAN and now proven the team that's best online is worst at LAN in the American scene. And the team that effectively was the worst out of the top 4 online is the best at LAN, right? So now you've got to go play an online tournament. From your point of view, obviously you probably think you're the best LAN team. You've just proven it last weekend. How does that feel to you? What's going on with that?
It's so frustrating right now. We're going back and forth with XTV or X Television. I just feel like our team represents the North American scene. We've been there. We don't pick up like these contract killers that like stay for a season, make all these super teams, and then they're done right after. We're the team that's been there. We're the stable team. We're the benchmark team to beat. Like the last 6 LANs we've had, or the last 7, we've been in the 6 finals. And we've have 3 titles. So I just feel like we're the best candidates to go. We truly represent the North American scene. And like I said, it's just really frustrating, especially because online has this inherent disadvantages, especially in North America, just because it's so big, and we have a lot of West Coast players, East Coast players, and we deal with pings that like there are inherent advantages to some of the other teams because they're closer to Texas, especially heavy classes having under 50-60 ping. It's just a huge difference. So I'm definitely not happy about this whole situation, and we are trying to work it out with X Television.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much. I think the qualifiers, if you guys don't work that out, are taking place in a week and a half now. Oh, actually, this weekend anymore. They've delayed it a week, from what I gather. So yeah, if they don't organise, sort anything out, then do tune into that, guys. It'll be obviously hosted by XTV. Probably hosted at awful times for us. But
I
yeah,
think they were saying
check that out.
12 Pacific time, so that's like
8
2 hours ago,
UK.
your time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us, guys, for the interviews at the end.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for casting. I heard it was a really good casting. Had a lot of viewers, so well done.
Yeah, it was very, very enjoyable. Admirable. Thank you as always, mate. It was so much fun.
Man, I'd just like to attend to some business real quick, because this is all made possible by TT Esports. I suppose commiserations to Infused. You will be picking up 6 TT Esports shock headsets and 6 TT Esports Dasher mouse pads. And TCM, you're guaranteed to get at least 6 of those Thuron mices and a Leiron mouse pad. But of course, you'll be battling out against Epsilon sometime soon. You want to make any comment about when you're going to schedule that, Byte? Any idea at all? Next week?
It won't be next week because we've got 2 players on holiday. I've asked F2. He said they don't know when they're available either. So we're not playing without our core 6. So it won't be next week, I don't think. It'll be the week after.
I have heard from Cross before everything was going on, they were setting a strict deadline for the ETF2L final. So you're going to have to talk to the admins. So you definitely have to talk to the admins because they want to play before the Nations Cup starts. So.
There's nothing we can do really, unless they want, not a true game like when we play with Mercs. So unless they want to ruin that, it's up to them. At the end of the day, it's their league.
Okay, so on that note, thank you very much to everybody that has joined us, guys. We had 380 viewers and 200 people on the Source TV, so awesome. Cheers, guys. Shout out to Boomeh, who was our streamer, you know, stoic as ever, just sat there, muted, constantly running around the map for us. Awesome, thank you very much. Admirable, it was so much fun, mate. Do you have any more last words?
Just shout out to all those people behind the scenes that make it possible. Leftism, Pledge, even Skyride with his sick stream plugin. They're getting all those views from Reddit, I hope. And yeah, always a pleasure to cast with you, Greg. We should do this again sometime.
Yeah, we definitely should. So, thank you very much for joining us, guys. We'll see you later. Sit.